conducted at the IACI, and I hold around 8 clinics. I'm doing a lot of conventional implants, and I heard about basal implantology long back, but was very apprehensive ki, whether these will work or whether it will be stable. And Mayur is a dear friend, and he introduced me to this course. So there are various courses going around in the market which says 35,000 and all that. But then what I feel is, if you need to learn something, you need to learn something in depth. And that's when Mayur said that we're having this international course, master's course in clinical and cortical implantology. I was game for it. And so I came with an expectation that I might just take up 2 points or 4 points, or maybe I will introduce into my practice. So when the day started, it started on a very high note. After the introduction, there were cases, and cases which are really difficult to manage, cases which I would have preferably gone for a lot of grafting, but which were very easily managed by basal implantology. And the whole course, starting from the faculty, Dr. Adil, Dr. Mayur, he is very enthusiastic, and he really wants the participants to understand and learn whatever they want to. So, and hands-on, which was a takeaway. The course has opened in big insight into very thin resorb bones. It is also open an insight in managing cases which come from abroad, which have a very less time in hand. It has also broadened our spectrum, that I think rejecting any category of implants or rejecting any philosophy of implant is not a right technique. I think you should put your hands in on, and nothing better than this course, because I think it takes up more on Mayur believes, I think he believes in beginning with the end in mind. So he is stressing a lot on prosthetic, and I think that is the takeaway. He's giving a very good insights of prosthetic, and I wish him and the team all the best, and look forward to learning more and more into cortical implantology.
I'm doing my practice from 21 years, and I'm doing conventional implants since last 7 to 8 years. But after this, attending this course, many of my doubts regarding basal implants and single piece implants cleared. They cleared so well that I'm eager to start my basal implantologist as soon as possible after going this from here. And definitely I will recommend my friends for this course. And thank you so much for Dr. Mayur and his team for giving me opportunity to attend this course.
I first came to know about this bicortical system when I went to Chennai and I met Dr. Mayur there. I found out very fascinating because it had an immediate loading within 72 hours. Patients were also been happy. So I was been doing this in Bangalore. Then I wanted to learn something more about the prosthesis part, so I came to know about this course. So I really wanted to do this because in a full-fledged, like the master course, 4 modules will be there, all the details will be covered, so that's why I have joined this. Till now the first module, it's good, most of my doubts have been cleared, and they are introducing a new system also which will be very helpful. So now I'm eager to try the new system also.
I'm a private practitioner. Since last 19 years I'm doing private practice, and regularly I'm doing the 2-piece implants, and I joined this course of Dr. Mayur Kharnar. I really enjoyed, and hope in future, and Dr. Adil is given, he's excellent speaker, and hope in future I'll push some implant and success my surgeries.
I'm a practicing orthodontist for past 11 years. I've been into basal implantology for quite a few years, and I've attended quite a few number of courses under many doctors. And this is the second time attending under Dr. Mayur in this international program. It is quite useful. I mean, from the earlier courses there is a lot of refinement and surgical skills. He is very knowledgeable person and it helps us to do our cases very in a skillful manner and in a successful manner. Even and the difference between the other courses and this is the main thing is the prosthetic part of the course. He explains it very well. I feel for a implantologist, it is just not about placing the implants, it is about the occlusion. So occlusion gives you the perfection success in implant practice. So I think it's a must to attend this course.
I have been practicing for 21 years and I am very found this course very nice, very informative and very giving confidence to start this bicortical implants, and it's very nice, very good mentors have given it was full of knowledge, very nice, and we enjoyed this session.
I'm practicing since last 6 years and I'm doing basal implant with last 1 year, and I have a lot of queries and it's a very good part of this course that my lot of queries has cleared me out, and what all faults I was doing my basal implantology, it's cleared a lot, and I learned about occlusion. Occlusion is the best part of this course and prosthesis is a lot, and I felt like it's a complete course doing basal implantology.
Today we have completed the first module of International Academy of Cortical Implantology. Dr. Mayur was excellent, Dr. Gaurav was amazing, and Dr. Adil, he was just superb. Guys, I have to tell you, it's almost 10 years I'm practicing now, 8 years to be perfect, and I've been doing a lot of conventional implants. I have done lots of courses. My professor for conventional implant is Dr. Manuel Shahnawaz. He's father of implantology. Everybody might be knowing about him. I would like to tell you guys, I used to face a lot of problems. I have so many cases. Patients used to come to me. They used to tell me that they cannot wait, and they had to go with bridges. They have to, like, I used to compromise. But now, after learning this, I think this will be amazing, and I'll start. I think from tomorrow itself, I'll place my first implant tomorrow, and I think this will be of great help. After getting the knowledge about it, okay, after that, this has science in it. This is not just that you are doing anything, it is a stepwise procedure. You have to know your anatomy, you have to know everything, and then only you can do this. I'm very happy, and I'm just looking forward for my second and third module, and I hope I pass out the exams and get my masters this year.
I have passed out 10 years before. I have a practice of 10 years, but currently I am doing a PG in the prosthetic department. This is my final year, as I am doing a conventional implant regularly, but sometimes we face challenges about the bone, the completely resolved cases and all, where we don't find any alternatives to go for it, how to help the patient. So I found out about the basal implant during my study for my post-graduation, and then I thought of thinking of doing a basal implant in my patient. So finally I came about this course, and I was very enthusiastic for doing this case, because this course, so that I can help my patient during my practice. And this has a very good concept about 72 hours fixed state, and this is what the patient demands currently. They want immediate treatment options. They want immediate treatment options, solutions for their problem. So this I find is quite helpful, and hopefully I'll be able to satisfy my patients with this option if they have. I mean, the door has been closed for another treatment option, so I find this as a good, and even the course is quite helpful. And as this is my first module, let's see, hope for the best.
I've been in practice for about 4 years now, and the reasons why I joined the course is because I get a lot of patients who are crunched for time, and who have a lot of atrophied jaws and who are hopeless in that case. So I wanted to give them something which is provide for them a good treatment, and my experience has been great with Dr. Mayur and Dr. Gaurav and Dr. Adil. They've been very hands-on and very accommodating, so it's highly recommended, and I think you should really go for it.
I'm a practicing dentist since 20 years. मैं गुजरात में भावनगर में practice करता हूँ, and I have placed about 100 to 150 implants in last 2 years. Last 6 months से I have started taking interest in strategic implants, bicortical implants, whatever you call it. और मैं मयूर सर के केसेस फेसबुक पे हमेशा फॉलो करता हूँ. I have found some difference in him and other implantologists who are doing this strategic implants. और मैंने देखा है कि ये मेरा perception है कि he may be doing this in more scientific way. उनकी prosthetics में functional and aesthetics की understanding दिखती है, जो काफ़ी बार strategic implantologist के बारे में लोग बोलते हैं कि they are not following it. और इसी वजह से I was requesting Mayur sir since long that आप course start करो. And the point he informed me that I am starting the course. मैंने उनको request की कि first name should be mine in registration. और आज first module complete हो रहा है. And this is amazing course. I don't think anybody is teaching it where he is teaching us. We are getting chance to place implants. First to make the osteotomy in the patient, then place the implant, then do the metal trial, and then fix the final processes. To give chance to beginners is a really amazing thing and very appreciable, and we are all thankful to him.
I am practicing dentistry for the past 12 years, and I am practicing conventional implant for the past 6 years. And I heard about that basal implants. I have attended a lot of course regarding the basal implants. Last year I attended Dr. Mayur's class also. It was really very nice, and I want to little more confidence and a little more knowledge. I want to increase my confidence and knowledge, so that I attended this course second time. It was really very good, because here they are supposed to give as a patient for our practical work also, and it was really very good.
I'm into practice since last 23-24 years. This course actually I have joined especially to learn the pterygoid implants. I'm putting implants since last 12 years, and this bicortical implants I'm using since last 10 years. I was initially using Nobel Biocare, but because the patient wants the prosthesis immediately, or he wants to start eating immediately, that's why I opted the bicortical system, because here we can load the implant immediately, and patient within a week's time patient can start chewing, and that is what we want basically. Actually we want the best service to give it to patient, so that they can start their work immediately. When I used to do 2-piece implant, it used to take 3 months, 4 months time. During that time, patient used to get absolutely, they were not comfortable that much, because suppose some patients are coming from outside where I practice. When they come from outside, or even I go out of Pune, because I have one of my clinic outside Pune also. There also, like suppose if I am giving them implant immediately, the prosthesis immediately, they can start their functions, and they are happy that way. And the only thing was the pterygoid area, where I was not very much comfortable, or rather confident about putting the implant. That's why I joined this course, and I found Dr. Adil, Dr. Mayur, and Dr. Gupta. They are extremely helpful, and they are giving their 100% teachings. Now this is the first module which I have finished, but I have got the confidence, and probably in coming 2-3 days I might start with the pterygoid implants also.
I am practicing dentistry since last 3 years. I have an idea about the conventional implants, but I don't have any idea about this program. By doing this program, I think this is the best thing to do. You get so much exposure. You are getting so much exposure in this course. Means this team has really organized a very nice program. Anyone who is joining this program will get a good exposure. I myself is getting good exposure in every aspect. means with corticals, with prosthetic parts, with placement of the implants, drillings, everything is wonderful. Thank you so much.